Heck of a game. Wake Forest got a heck of a team. Played very well. Did a great job on defense. Played very hard. Quarterback makes plays. The backs are schemed. Tight end. The receivers made big catches and throws. And it was a heck of a football game. And it was just two teams that fought very hard. We played well at times. We didn't play well at times. We had some nice drives, but we had too many critical penalties at critical times. We had a kickoff return call back. Had a big screen right in the second drive right there. We're going to cross midfield and have a chance to really get a good drive. Had some nice gains, and we gave up too many negative plays, too many penetrations in the backfield, running the ball, and some things. We'll look at what that was. Had the big touchdown call back. We scored in the first great drive of the second half. Had a lot of third down converted play. Did a heck of a job in that group, and got it in there and scored, and then got a penalty right there. I think it was a holding call. Got it back, and then we kicked the ball well. Ricky kicked it well. We had our punts were well except for the first punt. He shanked one punt. The rest of them he hit really well. Gave up cover. He hit one so deep right there. We got spread out in the coverage a little bit. They got us back on that one on the return. But our kids really fought. They competed in the game and going back to learning how to win and learning how to make that one more play. And they did. It was great throw and catch at the end by Auden and James to get us over the hump. We made the play and got a win. So we got a lot of work to do. Like I say, we're a ton of work to do in a lot of areas. But proud of our guys, the way they competed. We did a good job and won the football game.
Jimbo, could you describe the emotions in the locker room?
No, they were, man, just like it's been so long since you felt it since last year. You know what I'm saying? We hadn't been that long. Then we were off for 3 weeks, and man, it's been since January 1 last year, December 31st, until we had a win with all the off weeks and all the things that go on. It was just like, man, that's what that feels like. That's what this locker room feels like and what it is. And you can never take anything for granted and how special winning is and how hard it is. And how many good football teams there are in this league. I think this is a testament to how good this league really is. You look across the board last night, Miami and Duke. That was a war until right at the end. There's a lot of good football teams, and you can never never appreciate winning enough. And that locker room was very happy and excited.
With that said, how big of a relief is it for you guys moving forward?
Oh, it is. Learning how to win and take the next step. Like I say, we're a work in progress, and we got to get a lot of guys. We got some guys banged up. Not having Auden, at times that he played, and he was very limited, but we got him on that drive and got him in a one-on-one, and we're able to throw and catch. And losing Derek Kelly really hurt early in the mix. Really fast right there. Because Derek was one of our best. He'd been doing really good. Even though he had a couple penalties last week, he'd been playing extremely well. Then we lost Dickerson for a while in there. Later on in the game, we lost Minshew, who had to come out of the game. It was a physical, hard-fought game, and those guys just kept battling.
What does it say about the way that he was able to step up even though he...
Oh, big time. That's part of growing up. And if you're going to play in this game and play and be a great player, those are the kind of things you got to be able to do and for your team when they're big like that, when you're banged and bruised, and you can't play a whole game, but you can find a way to contribute that way. It was a big-time deal by him.
How close were you to going for it on 4th and 1?
I was very close, but I had the 3 timeouts. You know what I mean? And I just felt good, our defense, and I thought just in the calls it would put pressure on them. You know what I mean? I think it changes the game. When you can pin it inside that 8, 10, 12-yard line, and you got 3 timeouts, and you still got that time, I was very close. But the second down call that we should have made. They beat us across our face on the 9 technique and what happened on the short yardage, and I was. But listen, and it wasn't about to take it away from our kids either. Because we hold them right there, we pin them back, they got to go 90 yards. We got 3 timeouts, and forces them, if they're going to try and throw it and they incomplete, all right, we got a timeout and get it. So I just thought it was a smart play to play, and that's the way we went to it, and luckily it worked out. And then was fortunate enough to be able to keep a timeout but they had to go for it on 3rd down too, because that was they have to do that, because if they just run it right there when we use the timeout, we're still going to get the ball there with a lot of time left on the clock.
You showed a lot of trust in your defense there, but also Logan pinning him deep because if he kicks out of the end zone.
Exactly right. Logan really does a good job of that. We work on that a lot. He does a good job of the Aussie kick or the Australian rules or whatever. You got rugby kicks. It's one of them kicks. Okay, but he does a good job of that, and their guy did too. He was making that thing dance on the 4 or 5 yard line, but he does a good job of that, and I felt good about our defense, and I thought they did a great job today. They got put in some tough situations, held them to field goals, and battled, and they give up a play or 2 here and there, but they did a heck of a job.
And I think they had 17 or 18 tackles for loss to Wake defense. Does that come into play too when it's 4th and short? They could.
No doubt. We give up too much penetration in the tackles for loss on run things and just. And at times broke some nice runs. You know what I'm saying? I just got to look. But we had a new combination of people up there. We gave up a sack right off the bat when Derek went out. It was guys. Your backups got to be ready to play, and we'll look and see what the problems were.
Jimbo, that final touchdown, was that something that James has kind of worked on, a play you guys?
We actually had it earlier in the game with George coming across there one time. If you remember, actually about the same type of throw. You know what I mean? With that big body of Auden makes a big difference. In that size differential, and it was He had comebacks, he had overs, he had 3 or 4 options, but there's a post alert deal where he can get the one-on-one at first down. And when he come out, he said the comeback he felt was a little tight, just didn't like it. Knew he had that one-on-one and set his feet and give him a nice rush. That was his option to be able to do that.
One of the strengths of Wake Forest is their run defense, especially up the middle with Rodney and Yarberry. And you guys pounded them all day. Was that more of game plan, or was that game flow?
That was game plan. We wanted to be direct at them and felt like we could get it up inside and try to dig it. See, they're a bunch. They're an old school defense, and what I mean by that is where they bunch the box, play the corners and safeties inside and high, mix in 2 and what we call palms coverage, and then put those safeties. Man, when you run, I mean that's where the receiver. We have to try to get those receivers close and digging them out. I mean those extra safeties flying down in that box, but they play wide 9s. See, that's why it gives some a lot. When they play wide 5s and 9s, I mean, which is very, you got to have great corners, but there's inside runs in there. I mean, it's hard to get the edges when you get those wide 5s and 9s. So we felt we had to do it and dig the safeties out.
Speaking of the run game, was there something different that you saw within the offensive line this week during practice to help you,
Well, no, they've worked and done better, and plus we've got to have balance. I don't care. You got to line up and run. Even if you're not making a lot of yards, you still have to make people respect the run.
Jimbo, it seemed like when Wake took the lead early in the 4th, and you guys had those plays where you were stalling out on offense, it seemed like the offensive line, some of the players walking off the field, like the body language wasn't there, or some things you're trying to tell them.
Listen, it's still one play. And it's because it gets defeating. That's what I'm saying. We hadn't won. If you'd won some games, you've been ahead. That body language is different, and that's why I say confidence is anything you do. I don't care what it is. The word confidence is nothing greater, nothing more important than confidence. And they hadn't had success. So their confidence, they're doubting. And that's where as a coach, you got to remind them what they got to do, what the program's built on. Love, trust, and belief, what we talk about all the time, and toughness, effort, discipline, and pride. And you got to remind them of that, because at the end of the day, that's all you got. At the end of the day, you got your pride. You got to line up. And like I say, ain't nobody coming to save you. Ain't nobody coming out of the bed. You got to do it. You got to play your way in. You played your way in, you got to play your way out. And that was what we told them, and we got to do it again. We believed in it. We're going to come right back. We're going to be aggressive, and we got it.
Jimbo, with Jacques Patrick, had a really breakout game today. Just what did you, how pleased were you with his performance?
Yeah, I keep saying it. He has played extremely well all year. I mean, I know we all love the other guys and different things, but this guy, all we've ever done, played. Cam had a great game. He had a great game. But Jacques has played steady. He knows what to do. He's been around. He can catch. He can block. He can run. He's a heck of a football player.
How does James? Go ahead.
Do you still, with Cam, some of that high school stuff where he runs 4, 6, 8 yards?
Yeah, I mean, you got to know every play is not a touchdown. And listen, and it comes from not a bad place.
Right.
It comes. See, if I remember right, do you remember Dalvin's conversation he told you when he started playing? Some of the things I had to tell him early. Every play is not a touchdown. I had to have that conversation with him. They're so used. Those guys. You got to remember when you run for 3,000 yards in a year, the last time you ever played, you're used to running up and down the field, which they will. And he made some phenomenal runs today. I mean, phenomenal runs. You know what I mean? But everyone at this level. It's just it doesn't work that way, and you got to be willing to take that 3, 4, 5, or even a 1-yard loss. You know what I'm saying? To not put it in, and that's just a learning. I had to do that with Dalvin. Dalvin, we had that conversation. You just go make the good. All of a sudden, your ability, it'll spit. You'll know when it's there. You know what I'm saying? And don't try to put too much pressure on yourself or do too much. But he had some really nice plays in the game. Had nice catches. He's going to be a heck of a player, guys. Now he is. He's a freshman.
How was James during the course of the game? He had 7 yards in the first half. And
Good. He wasn't. We got pressure, but he wasn't out of whack, you know what I'm saying? And wanted to be smart, and then, and probably called the game with some screens and things, because I just thought it was a one-possession game. There's no sense to put that pressure on his back till you have to. I think that's part of, it's more important for them to be ready for the moment, and you pick your moments when you're calling. Again, sometimes you got to be a little conservative. You throw screens, you do different things. You'll run it. You'll even throw, what you do, but because you don't ever want to lose that guy. Because once you ever lose him, then you lost him. And I thought it was very important that he never lost it in the sideline, and we picked our moments to try to get him to be aggressive, and he made the plays when he had to make the plays.
But on the sideline?
No, he was good. He started to get frustrated. But I said, listen, whoa. Why you want to get frustrated and give him something? One possession game, we get one play, you're right back in it. This is part of growing and playing quarterback. It's just like the thing with Cam. Every play's not a touchdown. Every run's not a touchdown. There's a learning curve in here. And the great thing he did, he went out there today and didn't turn the ball over. And at the end of the day, that was as big as anything he did. Hit a big pass to Keith to give us a 3-point play, and hit a game winner in the 4th quarter at the end. On 2 big drives. And I mean, that's huge. I mean, think about that for a freshman. The 2 plays that he made right there as a true that didn't have great stats, but that's winning football. Winning football isn't always pretty.
You guys were locked in a close game from start to finish. You finally got the first win of the season. What can a win like this do for the psyche of a team?
Well, I think to understand how that you can keep grinding and understand the importance, if you can look at them now and correct, is a good thing. You've won, and now we'll see all those mistakes as a coach and how good we can be if we want to be. But I think it's huge because it gives you the confidence that I can still go out there and win in a big situation.
At the end of the game, the defense might be thinking that you want to play for a field goal, especially with the field position. Does that make it easier to throw down the field? Or be
Oh, it does. It does. And we had other options beside that option. You know what I'm saying? And we still had a timeout left. And you're really about probably 6-7 yards away from field goal range. You know what I'm saying? So we had a high percentage here, and he saw the one-on-one, he took it, and he made it. And like I say, come back, and then you still got the ability to run the football, throw something short. If it don't make it, call a timeout. You know, and you still had every minute and do whatever you had to do, or just call a play and milk it down and run it. So there was a lot of different options there, and I thought maybe they would pressure, come at us a little bit, or try to blitz and try to get the one-on-one.
I assume that's not an easy catch for Rod either with a guy.
Oh, but that's odd. That's what big receivers do. That's what the big body receivers, they have to do. I mean, just like guys on the post. I mean, the big guys, they're never open, but they're always shooting over somebody. The big receivers, they ain't never really open. They just play over people. You know what I'm saying? And that's what you got to do.
It seemed like a strange game to watch because there were a lot of individual.
You gotta call it.
there were a lot of great individual plays, but then there were so many kind of.
It was extremes, one way or the other on both sides. You know what I'm saying? I mean, for them to even like when they played that Keith Gavincott, third and 21, after 2 plays in a row. I mean, but you had 2. But that comes when teams play hard and they really want to compete and they believe in what they're doing and they find ways to do whatever they got to do. You know what I'm saying? And raise up. And they're a good football team.
Ricky's made 8 straight field goals. What's it like to see him get that confidence?
I'm glad. For him, what the heck? It makes me feel good. I promise you. I mean, you got to have that. And that's great to watch him do it and work hard in practice. He's had his ups and downs in practice, but he's really worked hard and he's getting much better, and I'm glad. We got the protection ironed out. And we go. I think, well, like I say, the first game, the only miss he had was a block that he couldn't do anything about. And then he had the one last week at NC State, but now it's great to see him, and I want him to please stay that way.
With that first field goal, it was 51-yarder. Did you consider putting in Logan, or? No.
He's very good. I said his range is there. He hit one the other day on Thursday in practice that was about 51, 52, and he hit it really last week and a half. He's really been hitting that thing good back there, and I felt very confident with him there.
How concerned are you with the O-line as far as health?
Oh, I am. I just got to wait and see. I mean, it's big, and the guys you're going to play next week, man. They're really good on defense, so we'll have to figure out where we are and what's going on.
Jimbo, you guys were on the ropes in the first half, and you got the turnover and a long kick return that kind of got you back in.
It did. It was big plays in the game. That's what I say. They've done a great job since that opening game, and we've gotten better. We've worked on it. We spent a lot of time on it. Like I said, we had the one punt. Actually, when he dropped, he slipped out of his hands. What happened? And when he dropped, it just slipped and got a bad drop. And so, but he punted well there. The big return. We actually had 2 of them. I mean, one for a touchdown. Man, that was a killer. I've been opening the game. That's a heck of a deal. And then I got to fumble the defense and those scrambled hitting and just keep playing. And they were huge plays, and we took advantage of them.
It seemed like Kyle Myers was around a lot of those plays.
And then it was their slot. See, their slot was their leading receiver, the guy in the slot. And so Kyle was that nickel playing in that position. So he was going to be contested a lot in there.
How nice was it to have a targeting call in return?
Oh, wow. I was. They did a great job. I mean, they really did. That was awesome. They did that, and I was worried because I saw it. I did at the fast pace. Then I looked back at his shoulder. It's got to be with the head. He was no intent to do it. And that's a great job of Derwin of knowing how to tackle, how to do it right. That was great to see that turn. It really was.
In your head, though, when it's called, you're like, oh, great, we just lost.
Yeah, oh, yeah, trust me. Oh, my God, no, it didn't happen, dude. I mean, but, just all the replaying. It's a heart drop.
Is they're allowed to review offensive pass interference? Is it? I guess.
Well, I guess it is because what I think they were judging though was whether the ball was down. It would be like if the quarterback was downfield. You're allowed to review that if he's past the line of scrimmage when he throws a ball. So catching it past the line of scrimmage, that's a reviewable play.
Does facing Miami kind of help a locker room in the sense of just focusing on that survival?
You better know you're going to focus. 1, it's your big rival, and 2, they're be a top 10 or 12 team in the way they're playing. So. It definitely gets your attention. There's no doubt. They got a great team, and we got to get a lot better between now and then.
That's what I was going to ask. How much better do you have to be this time next week to beat that team?
A bunch. A bunch. So, y'all quit talking to me. Let me go to work.
Jimbo, I think you only targeted tight end 1 time today, right?
No, we targeted more than that.
We did?
Yeah, we did. A bunch more. Just didn't get open. Or they had a holding call, had a critical holding call, but when you get rushed and pressured, you got to use them to block and chip them to get out. There's one thing saying get them out, but there's another, when they're playing wide 5s and 9s, you go back and look, we used them in protection a whole bunch and what we were trying to do. And they were including those, the first option on that pass that Auden caught was a tight end. I mean, he's in the flat right there as the first option as we roll out and back to the comeback and then all the way back. So he's targeted probably 6 times on the day, somewhere in that range. But also when you're getting protection issues, you got to use those guys to protect. So you're going to run them out and get sacked or using the chip and doing protection.
Jimbo, what's up with Roderick and how did DJ?
Roderick, I thought would be fine. He had just a slight sprain in his neck, and it was one day he set out and he put his helmet in practice doing through all the drill. He thought he would loosen up, and it just didn't. It's like the spasms in your neck, like Matthew had. Till we got over here, we thought he would be fine. We thought he would be good. Who else you say?
How did Dontavius do in that role?
Did good. And then the big thing about Dontavius is not getting, because he missed almost 3.5 weeks right there doing camp, just getting back in shape, getting played again, getting back in the groove, you know what I'm saying? And it looked like he did pretty good from what I could tell.
You guys did a fairly good job at corralling John Wolford.
On the edges.
Yeah. Can you speak on the play of your defense and how impressed you were?
I thought our defense did a great job keeping it. One time I wish we'd have kept him down was on that daggone throwback. We missed 2 tackles back there. We had him for a loss, and that little guy, he's a heck of a player. 4-year guys, man, them vets, they make plays. But our defense did a great job keeping edges. He scrambled out at one time, and one of the big runs, we didn't run a stunt. We had a stunt by one of our ends who's supposed to come up back up inside on and he didn't run it. And that's where that one run that he scrambled down the middle right there. I think his first drive, second half. Does that sound right? Somewhere about 30, 40 yards. He kind of ran in front of their bench and then broke back. It was somewhere in there. That was just, we didn't run a stunt. But for the most part, our guys did a pretty good job with all the RPOs and the things they did.
Jimbo, first rushing touchdown, first turnover, first fourth quarter touchdown, first victory. Getting this monkey off your back, how important is it?
Just the next step. It's part of growing. It's part of growing, and like I say all the time, you never underappreciate winning. You should never underappreciate winning and how valuable those things are and how easily they can go away, but how quickly they come back if you just learn to do the right things. I mean, even when you're winning, I tell you guys this all the time, you think I'm crazy, how fine a line we walk being on the other side. People say, listen, there are those days that, it ain't like that. Everybody's got good players. Everybody's good. You gotta learn to do it. And it's a first step of trying to become a better football team.
What did it mean for Tate to go out there and play like he did with that shoulder?
Hopefully for his future, it'd be huge. For our team, it was phenomenal. Also for other players on the team to realize you don't have to always be at full speed. Because I'm going to tell you something. I know this sounds crazy. People say, oh, guys are hurting. Guys, that's what sports is about. Getting off the ground when you don't feel good. Getting off the ground when you're banged up. Getting off the ground when you're bruised. And doing something not only for you, but for your teammates. Because isn't that what life is? We all say that. Oh, they're hurting, banged up. Listen, we know when you play football. For him to grow up and be able, I don't know, a year or two ago he could have done that. But it's part of maturing and understanding what you're capable of doing as a human being. It's amazing what you can do when your mind allows you to do it. You know what I'm saying? Just like when you're a father, when you're a husband, when you're doing all those things. Life's going to take bad turns on you. And I can learn to step up, and he'll be times in his life, he'll think about that today. In his life when he's older, about how he stepped up then, was banged up, bruised up, hurting, and went in there and did something for somebody to help us win a game. And that's, to me, that's what you got. It's about winning and losing. But guys, the life lessons you learn, especially in football, because there ain't no easy way around it. That's why football is such a great game. It really is. And there's no easy way to go out there when you're hurting to play and not get hit. It's just the way it is. Proud as heck of him.
All right. You're probably getting Monday off, right?
Thank you. Well, I don't know. We'll see where his health is and see where he is. But whatever we got to do.
All right, we got players down on the turf.
Thank you, guys.
Outside the locker room.
Thank you.
Like our videos? Then you'll love being a premium member of Warchant.com with exclusive access to breaking news, insight, and analysis from the best on the beat. Enter the promo code WARCHANT30 on our sign-up page and get exclusive premium access for free for the next 30 days. Warchant.com, your ultimate Seminole sports source.